abdominals, loading her hip flexors, and then kind of like a dynamic plank position. She's going to reach up with her hand, and then comes a thoracic rotation. A lot of injuries to the lower back happen because we lose thoracic rotation. Instead, we're constantly moving through our lumbar, right? And if you look at the way the structure is made, the lumbar isn't made to, when you're loaded, it's not made to be moving so much. It's actually made to keep your upper body and your lower body. So being able to mobilize that thoracic spine helps you do things when you're shifting and twisting and still keep a good integrity between your lower back. And then she's going to bring it back. She's probably tired now. She's going to walk it all the way back up. And then stand up. Notice how she bends the knees on the way up. If you've ever taken a yoga class, before a lot of yoga, they used to teach you that you get up with your legs straight. Now that they realize that when, especially if you lack hamstring flexibility, it's better to come up with a knee bent and then come into a neutral spine and try to come up with a loaded flexion with your spine loaded.
So that stretch is something that you can do when you wake up. It is something you can do before work. It is something that you can do in that hour break that you have. It is something that you can do before you go to sleep. Pretty much all times you can do that stretch. It is so wonderful for your hamstrings. It's wonderful for your entire body, which makes it world's greatest stretch.
It's also a modified version, like if you're at the hospital, like you're a little stressed, you have that hour break like Jorge, and you don't want to touch the ground, you could just do it on a chair here, extend one leg back, make this one up, do your extra rotation, and leg back, and switch. There's more ways to do it. We teach a lot of them in our workshops. Simple things that you can just add into your workout to, or to your day to help mobilize the spine, lower the hips.
And it doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take any equipment, which is one of the biggest pluses. So it's just a nice toe touch. You walk your hands out. You bring that leg as far as you can. For you, it might not look like mine, or it might look like mine. Either way is fine. It's still just kind of, and in that time, during that time is the time you take to be present with your body. Where am I feeling tight? Because as soon as you can start identifying where you feel tight, you can also then start identifying what might become a problem. If my hips are feeling tight, I can maybe say my knees might hurt a little bit today. Maybe I should stretch them out a little bit. So it's things like that. So we've given you the world's greatest stretch. And then, so for the next thing, we're going to move into the next section of our toolbox, and that's going to be a well-balanced diet. And today, we are going to talk about building a plate. So probably most of us, if not all or many, know the 4 components of nutrition. So we've got our 4 food selections, we're going to call them, and that's going to be our carbs, our protein, our fat, and our vegetables.
That's not macronutrients, that's just
The components of our...
We're both precision nutrition certified, so in terms of building a plate, we have these 4 columns of foods that we choose from, and how to be able to effectively just build a plate on the spot, or just look at what's on your plate, what you're missing, what you should have, what to add or take away.
Yep, so today we have a tool for you. If you want to go ahead and hand it out.
I don't have a lot, I'll hand a few out. You guys can have these out.
And this tool here discusses not only the food selection, it goes by categories, it talks about the portions, and it gives you a lot of examples of how to build plates. So that's a great tool for you. And what we're going to talk about today so that you have it, that you can remember easily, is we're going to talk about the portions, just how to remember them. So if we have our 4 categories, we've got protein, carbs, fats, and vegetables. We're going to use our hand as a guide. So the palm of your hand, we're going to think about as, can anyone guess what size that should be for which category? Protein. And you can think about it as, maybe it sort of looks like a chicken cutlet. Boom, right there. So that's going to be the size of your palm, an open palm. So if you've got a cupped palm, now what do we suppose that would be? Carbs. And you can think about that, remembering that as if you were gonna scoop the pasta out, that's about how much you should have. And then a fistful. Anybody guess what a fistful would be? Vegetables. And that's because you think I'm gonna grab a fistful of kale. It's a nice, dense fistful. Yep. And then the last one's gonna be our thumb. And what would that be? The healthy fats. So, let's go through that again so that we remember it. It's not this is a tool, we love to tell people that this is a tool that you use, and you use this how you need it. Now this might not be the way that you form your plate tomorrow. That's okay. You might have 2 fistfuls or 2 of this or whatever. But it's something for you to keep in mind, and you don't have to have that, I don't know. You know, and that's the first step. So, palmful, cupped palm, fistful, thumb, healthy fats. Yep, so what's an example of a healthy fat? My favorite. Yes, absolutely. Okay, and then what we've given you there, it has a lot of different food options, and my favorite thing is, I believe it's on the back, it tells you about, I'm not the greatest of cooks, it's not my favorite thing to do, so if you're one of those people, I am right there with you. It doesn't mean that I don't cook. I just need a little extra help, which is fine. And so on the back it has a lot of the ways that you blend the spices together to make certain cuisines, which is really great. And so for our last pillar, we're going to go through stress reduction. So we have some stress balls over here, just because we love them. So on your way out, please take a few, or take one for work, and that's when maybe that's a good tool for when that person, that one person, whoever it may be, is just getting on your last nerve or whatever.
Not to throw it at them, to squeeze it.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. And so what we really like to talk about is effective stress reducing strategies. So on this first one, we're going to do a breathing technique. And in our workshop, in our training program, we go through some 5 restorative poses, which on that hour that you have at 3 a.m. when it's like, where do I go? What do I do? Maybe it's doing restorative poses. It's not a full workout. You don't have to feel like, it's 3 a.m. I don't want to go lift a whole bunch of heavy stuff, and that's totally fine. But maybe we give ourselves a resting moment and sit in these poses that we learn. But let's go ahead and do the breathing technique, actually. Is that all right?
Oh, maybe just one second.
Okay, so we're going to do a breathing technique, and this is just going to be nice and quick, just so you have it, because we do want to give you tools. So you've got nutrition, you've got a great stretch to go through, and for this one, we have the stress balls, which is a tool, certainly, but we want to give you something more physiological. So we're just going to walk through this. You can stay exactly where you're at, whether you're sitting or standing. If you want to participate with us, we're going to do a breathing exercise. So just make sure that you're sitting up really tall, either standing or sitting. You want to feel your sits bones into the seat and reaching the crown of your head to the ceiling. And what we're going to do is you're going to place your hands on your belly directly above your belly button. They're going to be, let the fingertips of both hands touch lightly. Exhale fully through your mouth, so we should hear it. You're going to breathe in deeply through your nose and into your belly so that your fingertips spread about 1 inch apart. Into your belly, not your chest, belly. Let your belly fill with air, hold your breath, and then exhale slowly through your nose. All the way out. At that bottom, you're going to hold it for a second. Then you inhale again. Fingertips try to spread through your belly, not the chest. Yep. Hold it at the top. Exhale through your nose completely. And you want to picture, I do this all the time. As you do this, you want to picture a balloon. So as I inhale, I am literally picturing filling up that balloon. And as I'm picturing it, I'm trying to feel that balloon that's there. And then as I release out, you want to think of deflating that balloon. The last workshop that we did this for 2 minutes, and we had certainly a lot of participants who had not just done mindful breathing in a while. They were reporting back, I'm tingly, I feel much more awake, I am alert now, I'm not as tired as I was when I came in here, and so it just maybe even takes 2 minutes of that. And that's a very simple thing. So when we're all finished, we have a lot of extra of these cards, and so you can take it with you, but it's very easy to remember. And there's not too many details about it, which is great. And the other thing that we wanted to leave you with, we personally use this, the Sleep Cycle Alarm Clock. It's an app.
And there's a lot of apps like that.
There's a lot of apps like this.
They kind of track your breathing. They tell you where you're like in deep breathing. They track your. They use your breathing to track your sleep. As you know, we have sleep cycles, and the more of those cycles you get throughout the night, the better the quality of sleep you're getting. It's not just sleeping for 8 hours, it's the quality of sleep that you're getting that makes a big difference. Also, if you're getting enough sleep, and how you're sleeping, what time you're sleeping, are you waking up at the right time? If you consistently, if you say you get 8 hours of sleep and you wake up and you're still tired, it could be that you're waking up at the wrong time in your cycle. So a lot of these apps kind of help you gauge how your sleeping is, how effective your sleeping is, what your sleep hygiene looks like. So investing in those apps also helps with starting your day off on the right foot.
Have you ever woken up and been like, I slept 8 hours, why am I not like really awake? And that might be because your sleep quality is not great. You might have had the appropriate length of time, which is what makes this app really great, is when I'm feeling some kind of way, I look back at it and I can see, did I really sleep well? Maybe that's why I'm easily irritated. Or maybe that's why I'm not feeling great in my gym session, or don't feel like, doing whatever it is that I have to do. So it's really good feedback for you to understand, again, where you're at and then what you will need to use for that day.
We're pre- and postnatal certified, so we work with a lot of new moms, a lot of pregnant women. And one of the things that I've noticed the most is a new mom who slept through the night and she's killing 5 cycles of a Tabata workout. The next 2 days later, she comes in and she's dead on the first cycle. Her heart rate's 120 beats per minute, just resting. And it's usually sleep. Sleep makes a huge difference on how you can perform, how you can do your job, what your cravings are, what kind of energy you have as well.
And what we like to also talk about is going to be our ineffective coping mechanisms that we like to think are our stress reduction. So like he kind of mentioned at the beginning, the going out to smoke a cigarette might feel like, yeah, I'm taking a break, but that's not really a break. Same thing with going on social media. It's like nobody is probably going to want to necessarily hear this, but spending your break on social media is not relaxing. It is not resting. It is not any of that. You're still getting input, and you're still having, there might even be stress related to that, Am I working as hard as this person? Am I as this person? Or whatever it may be. So we really stress that, social media is definitely not a way to relax. Even if you think, I'm just taking a 5-minute break. If you want to take a 5-minute break, that is great. That is highly encouraged. But maybe what you do on your break is a little bit different.
I don't mean to rush Danielle for our time's been up.
Oh, sorry.
If I let her, she'll just talk forever.
I know, sorry.
But we do, if you want more information, you can find us on Instagram, speaking of social media, or skip all this. And feel free to email us, look us up, we have brochures. That's our information.
And of course, if you want any additional tools, we have a couple extra things. Thank you guys so much.
All right, that was a lot, right? Very